Welcome to Lonestar Community College. This course will be DFTG 2340, Solid Modeling and Design. So I want to welcome you to the course. As again, I am your instructor, Mark Lewis. The overview of this course is that we're going to be developing 3D models from sketches or orthographical drawings, which just means it's a 3D representation of a drawing, and we're going to try to figure out how to create that model. The software that we're going to use is going to be SolidWorks, Autodesk Inventor, 3D AutoCAD. Now, you don't have to have all three of these softwares in order to complete this class, and I'm going to go over that a little bit in the next slide, but you need to have at least one of these programs. You will have instructions in all of these programs, but please use the one that you're gonna basically complete in, and we'll talk about that a little bit more here in the next slide. All of your examples and your lectures will be delivered on YouTube and through the D2L platform. Now, what this means is that you're going to go to D2L and you're going to find the video that you need, exactly like the one that you're clicking on here. So this is probably going to be the only video that I'm going to upload to the D2L. All the rest of them are going to be on YouTube. So for example, we're going to be in week 1 or week 2, and you're going to go underneath the examples, and then you're going to click on that example, and it should take you to YouTube. The reason I'm doing it this way is that it's easier for me to deliver it in YouTube because I've had problems before with videos maybe not having sound or the quality or things of that nature. So if it's on YouTube, it's a lot easier for you to look at, and you can watch it on any device, whether it's a smartphone or tablet or just on your laptop or your computer. So that's the main reason I'm delivering it there. All right, so in order to pass this class, right, you're going to have to demonstrate that you know how to complete all of the assignments and the examples using one of the programs that I listed before. Now, that doesn't mean that if you have all of those softwares that only do them in one. I would like for you to do them in all, but only one is required for you to pass this class. The next thing you're going to have to do is make sure that you complete all of the assignments, the finals, the examples, and the quizzes. Now, I will caution you on this one. You got to complete the examples first. If you do not complete the examples first, you will not be able to see your assignments or your quiz. So if you don't put anything in that example Dropbox, you will not be allowed to watch the assignments or the quiz. So you have to complete those examples first, submit them into the right Dropbox, and then you will unlock your assignment and your quiz. Another thing that I want to make sure that I know, or I explain to you, is make sure when you submitting these that you submit the right file to the right Dropbox. What I mean by that is that if you have multiple examples, all of that's going to go into an example Dropbox. Once you drop that into that, your assignments and your quiz will be appeared, right? So you're going to have an assignment. You're going to take a look at that assignment, and then you're going to do it. Make sure that saved assignment file you put into the right Dropbox, because if you put it into the wrong one, or you grab one of those examples and put it into the assignment Dropbox, I'm going to count that as an assignment attempt, right? So another thing I want to caution you about is that I'm only going to allow you to submit one assignment. So it's going to lock after I do that, meaning that if you submit that assignment in there and it's meant to be your example, I'm going to grade it as that. Okay? Last thing you need to do is make sure that you watch all of these videos. The main reason I'm having you watch all of the videos, regardless of if it's the program that you're using to complete this class, is because in the quiz, I will have questions regarding, and those questions can come from any one of those programs. Meaning that I can ask you a question about 3D AutoCAD, and you've done things in SolidWorks, and you're going like, well, I don't know the answer to that because SolidWorks doesn't do it that way. Well, if you watch the AutoCAD video, you will be able to understand and you'll be able to answer that question. So the quiz is going to try to roughly have questions from all of the 3 programs. The grading policy that I have for this course is going to be a 40 for your final, a 30 for the examples and the assignments, and 30 for quizzes. Now remember that to complete this class, a D is a 60, right? So that's the lowest threshold that you can get to complete this class. If you're trying to transfer this class, remember that most of your major colleges, and including this college, when you want to send it to somewhere else, they like to take a C and above. So if you sit back and go, hey, I don't want to do the final, for example, and I'm assuming that you have 100% on all the assignments and the quizzes, then yeah, your final grade would be a 60, right? But that's kind of pushing it. So make sure that you complete all of the assignments and the examples, and by all means, complete the final. The class is going to be broken down into 8 weeks, right? So we're going to have week 1, we're going to deal with extrusions, week 2, revolves, sweeps, and so forth. Now, this is a very general topic is what I'm meaning by extruding. Just because I'm talking about extruding doesn't mean that holes are not included, fillets, and other things of that nature. So there will be multiple commands inside of each one of these, but the main topic here is learning how to extrude, for example, in week 1, and so forth and so forth. Once we get to doing assemblies and drawings, you're going to see that you're going to need all of the skills above in order to complete those assignments, in order to make those assemblies and those drawings. Week number 7, what we're going to try to do is wrap everything up. I'm going to come up with an assignment for you, and we're going to do it, and it's going to be very similar to what the final is going to look like. So meaning that we're going to have some parts, we're going to put them together, we're going to assemble them together, we're going to make a drawing of it, and then that's how the final is going to be. So your final is going to be broken down into all of the parts that you need to create that assembly. You're going to have the assembly as well, and then the drawing that goes along with it. All right, the last thing that I'm going to discuss here is successful tips in order for you to pass this class, right? Watch all the videos, and I said this once before, even if it's not the software that you're going to be required to learn, I want you to know and take a look at all of these softwares. The other thing about it is that you're going to use it as a comparison, right? And once again, this makes you more valuable if you are trying to get into the workforce and do some kind of modeling things. You have been exposed to 3 different 3-dimensional or solid modeling programs. Practice regularly. Complete all the assignments. What I mean by this is that if you're using SolidWorks and you did all of the examples and you submitted them in there, there's nothing wrong with you going back and doing them on your own just so you can get the knowledge of them. The more that you do these, the better you will be in that software, or in 2 softwares, if not 3 of them. These assignments that I'm going to give you, they're not meant to take you 4 and 5 hours, except for once we get to the review and to the final. Some of those may be a little bit longer, but most of the assignments, especially through the first 4 to 5 weeks, they should be relatively simple. If it's taking you more than an hour to do, please reach out to me. I can answer any of your questions, and I will try my best to nudge you along and get you going into the right direction. Lastly, you don't have to do this, but what I would consider you do is subscribe to my channel. There are hundreds of videos using these 3 programs. Okay, so go there, subscribe. I have some playlists created where you can go down and watch if you're curious about, how to do things in AutoCAD 3D. And if that's not enough, I also have a bunch of AutoCAD 2D videos on those as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, by all means, you can go back and look through those examples as well. So this kind of make you a better, well-rounded 3D modeler, as well as a drafter or a designer in the future, right? So once again, I want to thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate you taking this class. By all means, let me know how you feel about this class when it's over with. Let me know how I did, if I did a good job, or if you really like it, or if it's something that I failed in, right? I do like feedback from my students, and I believe that we will help each other, right? So overall, once again, thank you. Let's have a wonderful course in this, and see you at the end.